Hi guys, today we are covering a Rolex Date Just Perpetual Calendar watch. In the review we'll be going through the style, features as well as the dimensions of the watch. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, one thing you may want to notice about this watch is it's not actually a proper Rolex. As in the description, this is a bad copy of a Rolex. Now people pick these up all over the place, and I'll go through some of the other details and bits and bobs after we've gone through the normal review as such. So normal review would say we've got a steel case. It's quite a shiny case, looks very similar to a Rolex case. We have a President strap, which is of a silver material with a gold finish to the centerpiece. We have a clasp, deployment clasp, lots of adjustment points, and it's a nice solid click to unlock it. It tells us it's in there stainless steel, and it has a Rolex, or should we say Rolex style marking on the clasp. We have a stainless steel back, and again on here it says it's a Rolex made in Geneva, and it even gives us a model number. Slightly different though, it says it's a screw on back, or it shows it's a screw on back, and it is a screw on back, but it's not as it should be. I'll come to that in a minute. We come around to the face. We've got a fluted bezel, which the Rolex Date Just is famous for the fluted bezel. We've got a crown, doesn't appear to have any real markings on it. If it has, it's faded away. And we have a, well, it's probably plastic face, glass face with a date window. We have a supposed champagne finished face. It's not, it's a painted face. It's not the actual champagne finish you would expect to get on a real Rolex. Rolex champagne faces would be very much a sunray type face, very shiny, very luster. This isn't. This is very flat. In many cases you look at it, it just looks like a very light brown fawny colour. Certain lights it does look a little bit like a champagne face. It has actually got a metallic finish to it, but only catch it in certain lights. You've got gold hands with luminous painting. You've got luminous markers around the hour markers. You have a date window with a white background and black lettering with the Cyclops on the top, and you've got diamonds for the hour markers. So it looks, doesn't look too bad. It looks quite nice, I suppose, as long as you're not looking at it very closely. And that's the thing with this, you have to look at it from quite a distance to realise, to be fooled by the fact that it's not what it says it is. You only have to have a very brief, close look to see it's really not what it is at all. First things we need to know, well, Rolex make silver watches with gold. They don't make a gold colour, they don't do gold plating. The gold on a Rolex watch is solid 18 karat gold. The gold on this is plated. It's not even real gold, probably some sort of other material, and it's fading away in certain areas. So first giveaway, if you're just looking at the strap. The giveaway on the clasp is that if you notice, the little points and hands are not that even. The one on this side more to the right hand side is a little bit offset compared to the others, so it's very unusual looking. Rolex is normally much better than this. They normally have a double clasp as well, and on Rolex watches it will say the words Rolex in this portion here somewhere. She has the words Rolex across it. So without coming to the worst parts of this watch, they're the parts that already let it down. The back, as I said, it's not a Rolex back. Backs on Rolexes would usually have a green sticker on them. Very plain, they don't say an awful lot on them, might have a serial number. What they do have is a screw-on mechanism, but it's not like this. This is like a diver's screw-on mechanism. The one on most Rolexes is a sort of a fluted finish. Now, I can't afford to buy a Rolex to show you, I don't have one to hand. I do have another watch. This is one of my limited, as you'll know from many of my reviews. I've done lots of limiteds in the past. This is very similar style to what a Rolex would have. So it has this sort of toothed screw on back. Now on this watch it's actually a clip out, but it's supposed to look like the Rolex, which would be a turn twist, and you'd have a special tool on a Rolex jewellers to get the back off. So the fake one, the copy, the knockoff, whatever you want to call it, very poor back. What else is bad? Well, that's it. Crown. Crown on a Rolex would have the Rolex symbol, the Rolex crown in here. The face, as I said, sunray face is missing its sunray dial. The worst thing on this one is you can notice the Rolex lettering doesn't look too bad. The Rolex symbol above it, completely uneven, completely out of place and wonky. It's not even straight. It doesn't work, which is the other thing. It's most of these fake watches, one of the things you buy on a beach in Singapore or wherever you get it from. Chances are it won't last you that long. After a while it will pack up. Now I can't show you this one working, which is unfortunate, because you would normally see that the second hand would tick round in steps, not as a continual movement which you'd expect on a normal mechanical Rolex watch. This isn't. This is a quartz watch. The quartz movement inside isn't too bad actually. It's made in China, but it's a one jewel quartz movement. It's quite a well put together quartz movement. However, it wasn't built to last, and as I said, it doesn't work. Which is one of the big pitfalls of having one of these things. Other than the fact that people look at it and go, hang on a minute, that's a bit out of place, it looks a bit wonky, and the colour doesn't look right, the face is a bit dull and doesn't look like a proper Rolex face. And all new Rolexes, if you follow them, the inside of the glass, inside of the case, has now got the words Rolex printed all the way around. And if you look very closely on a real Rolex, you'll see the Rolex name also etched down below the glass in the face. But this doesn't even look anything like a real one, really. So we'll go through the normal, we'll say dimensions, give you what its normal size is. It's got a face of 30mm. With the crown, it's 37. The case on its own is 35. Straps, normal 27mm thickness. The depth's quite low. It's a 10mm depth watch, and it's fairly light. It's 74.6 grams. So as a watch, probably wouldn't be a bad watch if it didn't have the words Rolex written on it. Have it had a different face, different name, you know, use a Seiko or Seconda, something of that nature, and it was working, it probably wouldn't be too bad. But realistically, if you ever offered one like this, don't buy it, really. You can buy much nicer watches, much better quality watches, just without the name. You don't need to buy a watch just because of its name. If you're the sort of person that can afford to buy a Rolex, do. If you're the sort of person that can't afford to buy a Rolex, then buying a fake doesn't make you look like a Rolex owner. You know, Rolex owners have a lot of other things to go with it. The clothes, the cars, the house, the salary, all the other stuff that a Rolex owner would have. Wearing a fake one, you stand out a mile, and this one's especially a poor one. Somebody will see it and think, oh. And what you don't want to do also is, you know, why would you walk around with a watch that looks like an expensive watch, possibly get mugged for something that cost you $30 or less, you know, a real rubbish watch, and you're going to get mugged for it. So I can't see the point in these. I don't know why people do buy them. They don't look real. You can buy much nicer, better real watches from proper manufacturers, better quality, really nice looking. You don't have to show off with a name like a Rolex name. There's a lot of designer names out there as well now. So anyway guys, if you see these, as I said, avoid, but otherwise enjoy. Have a look at my other videos, subscribe, hook me up on Facebook, and thanks a lot for watching guys. Taddy bye.